Hi everyone, it's me again. I am teacher Michelle and welcome back to PBW channel. Our subject for today is Science for P2. This time, all you have to do is to prepare your pencils, erasers, and don't forget to get your science book for P2. This is about the evaluation section unit 3. Last time, you finished about the part 1. This time we have the part 2. Open your book on pages 85, 86, and 87. Are you ready? On the part 2 of the evaluation, it consists of 20 points. All you have to do is circle the correct answer for each question. For example, your answer is letter A, put a circle. If your answer is letter B, you encircle letter B. And if your answer is letter C, you encircle letter C. The number one question is, which is not important for plants to grow? Not important for plants to grow. Letter A, water. Do you think water is not important for plants? Letter B, weeds. These are grass, weeds. And letter C, sunlight, which is not important. Water, weeds, or sunlight. Number 2. Why do we grow plants in places with enough light? Why do we grow plants in places with enough light? Letter A. They need light for breathing. Letter B. They need light to make food. And letter C. The light helps them to move easily. Which one is correct? Why do we grow plants in places with enough light? Letter A. They need light for breathing. They need light to make food. Or the light helps them to move easily. Number 3. Which is a primary macronutrient for plants? Look at these pictures. We have primary macronutrients. You can see nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. The secondary ones are calcium, magnesium, and sulfur. Micronutrients are iron, manganese, boron, molybdenum, copper, zinc, and chlorine, which is a primary macronutrient for plants. So you can see the answer here. Letter A, carbon dioxide. Can you see carbon dioxide here? Letter B, oxygen. And letter C, nitrogen. Again, the primary macronutrient for plants. Letter A, carbon dioxide. B, oxygen. C, nitrogen. Number 4, which is correct? Letter A, Mary waters her plants during the hottest time of the day. Is it correct that you water your plants in the afternoon when the sun is very hot? Letter B. Lisa puts her plant where it can get light. Is it correct that you put your plant where there is sunlight? Or letter C. Jane adds chemical fertilizers to her plant every day. Is it correct that you put fertilizers to your plant every day? Which one is correct? Letter A. Mary waters her plants during the hottest time of the day. Letter B. Lisa puts her plant where it can get light. Is this correct? Letter C. Jane adds chemical fertilizers to her plant every day. Number 5. What should we do if there is not enough nutrients in the soil? Not enough nutrients in the soil. What should you do? Letter A. Add fertilizer. Letter B. Give water. Is water a nutrient? Or letter C. Loosen the soil, just like this one. What should we do if there is not enough nutrients? What is nutrient? Letter A. Fertilizer. Letter B. Water. Or letter C. Loosen the soil. Number 6. What will happen if a plant does not get enough water for a long time? Letter A. Its roots will rot. Rot means decay or damage. What will happen if a plant does not get enough water for a long time? Letter A. Its roots will rot. Letter B. Its stalk will dry up. Stalk or the stem. Letter C. The leaves will be dark green. Its leaves will be dark green. What will happen to a plant if it does not get enough water? No water for a long time. Letter A. The roots will rot. Letter B. Stalk will dry up. Or letter C. The leaves will be dark green. Number 7. What will happen if a plant gets too much water? Letter A. The leaves become dark green. Letter B. Its stalk turns pale yellow. Or letter C. Its roots will rot and may die. What will happen if a plant gets too much water? More water, what will happen to the plant? Letter A. The leaves become dark green. Letter B. The stalk turns pale yellow. Or letter C. The roots will rot and may die. This time, you read and answer the questions 8 to 9. Use this one as your guide. Number 1. Use for breathing. Number 2. Break down nutrients in the soil. Number 3. Use for making plants food. Number 8 question is, which is or are the importance of water to plants? Important of water to plants. Letter A. Use for breathing. Letter B. Break down nutrients in the soil and use for making plants food. Letter C. Use for breathing, break down nutrients in the soil, and use for making plants food. Which is or are the importance of water? Use for breathing, break down nutrients in the soil, use for making plants food. Letter A, number 1. Letter B, 2 and 3. Or letter C, 1, 2, and 3. Which is or are the importance of air to plants? Air to plants. Letter A. Use for breathing and break down nutrients in the soil. Letter B. Use for breathing, use for making plants food. Letter C. Use for breathing, break down nutrients in the soil, and use for making plants food. Number 10. Which is incorrect or not correct? Letter A. Nutrients help plants to grow. Nutrients help plants to grow. Letter B. Plants need light to make food. Plants need light to make food. Letter C. Plants need oxygen to make food. Plants need oxygen to make food. Is this correct? Which is not correct? Letter A. Nutrients help plants to grow. Plants need light to make food. Letter C. Plants need oxygen to make food. What air does the plant need to make food? Is it oxygen or carbon dioxide? Number 11. Which part of a flower forms a seed? Forms a seed. Letter A. Ovary. Letter B. Sepal. Or letter C. Ovule. Which part of a flower forms a seed? Letter A. Ovary. Letter B. Sepal. Or letter C. Ovule. This time, you need to study the diagram and answer the questions number 12, 13, and 14. Study the diagram and answer the questions 12, 13, and 14. Let's try to learn or discuss once again the different parts of this flower. First, number 1. What part of the flower is this? Number 1 is anther. Number 2 is ovary. Number 3, this is the stigma. And number 4 is the petals of the flower. Number 12 question. What is 1? What is 1? Letter A, ovary. Letter B, anther. Or letter C, stigma. Number 13. Which part of the flower helps draw insects because of its smell? Which part of the flower helps draw insects? Letter A, number 1. Letter B, number 3. Or letter C, number 4. Number 14. If fertilized, which part of the flower forms a fruit? If fertilized, which part of the flower forms a fruit? Fruit. Letter A, number 1. Letter B, number 2. Letter C, number 3. Which part forms a fruit? Number 1, number 2, or number 3? On page 86, what is the work of the stamen? What is the work of the stamen? Letter A, makes petals colorful. The stamen makes petals colorful. Letter B, makes something to scare away insects. Makes something to scare away insects. Or letter C, the stamen makes male sex cells or pollen grains. Makes male sex cells or pollen grains. Number 16. What is the importance of the life cycle of plants? What is the importance of the life cycle of plants? You can see the picture. Seeds, sapling, will have flower, and in the flower you can see the seeds in the middle of sunflower. What is the importance of the life cycle of plants? Letter A. Plants will not die. Letter B. Plants will not go disappear. For example, if this flower died, there can be another sunflower, so the plants will not go disappear. Letter C. Plants will not change. Plants will not change. This time, let's have a review first of the life cycle of a plant. First, we have the seeds. What will happen to the seed if we plant in the right surrounding? The seeds will have roots and leaves. It will be called seedling or sapling. After a long time, or after months, the sapling will have flowers. What will happen to the flower? The flower will become a fruit of a plant. So this one is an example of the life cycle of the corn. Seeds, seedling or sapling, flower, and fruit. Look and answer questions 17, 18, and 19. Sapling. What is letter A? What is letter B? And what is letter C? What is A? Is it flower? Letter B, sapling? Or letter C, an old plant with flowers? What is letter A? Flower, sapling, or old plant with flowers? Look and answer questions 17, 18, and 19. What is letter B? If letter A is flower, what is letter B? What will happen to letter B? The flower will become letter A, fruit. Letter B, the flower will become sapling. Or letter C, the flower will become a flower. Number 19. Which other plant has the same life cycle like the diagram? Letter A, moss or grass. Do grass have flower, fruits? Or letter B, fern. Do fern plants have fruits? Or letter C, grape. Do grape plants have fruit, flowers, and seeds? Number 20. Which is the correct life cycle of a lime? Letter A, lime tree. First, flowers. The flower will become fruit. Inside the fruit, you can see seeds. And then the seed will become a lime tree. Is this correct? Or letter B, Lime tree will have fruit. The fruit will become flower, and then the flower will become seed. Or letter C. The lime tree will have fruit. The fruit will have seeds. The seeds will have or will become flower. Is this correct? That's it for today, and thank you for listening.